The first episode of DuckTales, the 2017 series, aired today, or at least today when I'm filming this, because you could be watching it in the future at some point. So, as I said, the new DuckTales episode 1 came out. It's a 45 minute episode, and it does sort of feel like two episodes just sort of put together, because it's very obvious that there's sort of like a point in the middle where you could just separate them as episode 1 and 2, but they're put together as one episode, and the first half is really just Huey, Dewey, and Louie left with Scrooge, and it's really just sort of getting that sort of click between them and Scrooge, and introducing the characters to us. And the second half is really when the adventure starts, and we get to see more of Donald as well in this. Now, I never saw a huge amount of the really old DuckTales series, but I did watch a few from VHS tapes, and I did manage to see some like the odd time as I grew up. And first thing I want to say is you can like distinguish between Huey, Dewey, and Louie a lot more in this than in the previous series, and not just by their clothes colors. Each of their clothes actually has a different style, but each of them sort of has like their own thing. So Dewey, my impression of him so far is that he's very adventurous. Louie sort of seems like the liar, or like the sort of the cool kind of guy, and Huey, I'm not really. He kind of seems like the nerdy one in a way to me, or I'm not really sure how exactly they sort of portrayed him. They sort of have him as like he's like really excited about like travel music and stuff like that in the second half. There wasn't really that much of him, I must say, like for him to develop as a character. But it's only episode 1, so who knows. One huge improvement I have to say the series has is Webby compared to the old one, because really cartoons back then, a lot of the times when you had like a girl character among a bunch of male characters, they really were just to represent women, and like just saying, oh, we have a girl here, that's it. And they just have like the sort of the cutesy sort of attitude, or trying to be, but usually they would end up annoying. Webby seems very energetic. She seems a lot more interesting. She's really interested in going on adventures as well, and she's a huge fan of Donald and Scrooge when they went on adventures together. Mrs. Bigley also comes across a lot more competent and more level-headed as well. She kind of seemed more bubbly when I remember seeing her in the old series. Launchpad and Scrooge kind of seem the same to me from the old series, which is good because their characters were great to begin with. And the only real difference is that Launchpad seems to be with Scrooge McDuck the whole time, and Scrooge at the beginning, he kind of seemed very bored with just lying about and just doing like board meetings as usual, and he just felt as if because he was old he had to like put his adventuring days behind him. That's my impression. So it was because of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, because of their mischievous behavior, it sort of like encouraged him his way, in a way for him to just like take up the role of being adventurous again. And also them sort of like commenting that he's been like a has-been, I guess, or that he used to go on adventures, or he used to be great. We also see Glumgold in the second half of this episode, who again seems pretty much the same in terms of the old series character, obsessed with gold and rival to Scrooge McDuck. One character that I am happy to see that we'll be getting more of is Donald, because Donald is actually one of my favorite Disney characters of all time, and it has the voice actor who I can't think of the name. I think his first name is Tony. My apologies not knowing the second name. He's been doing the voice of Donald since 1985, and he does a great job at the voice, I must say. So watching the episode, it's only the first episode, so I can't really say too much about the series as a whole, but it seems to focus a little bit more on the humor rather than the adventures, because I did see the first few episodes of the original series, and I felt as if the first adventure, fairness, it was about a 4 or 5 parter episode, like adventure, I believe. Like it was something huge, but like the adventure did seem quite grand, and the music as well, like really worked well for it because it emphasized like the danger that could be involved. With this new series, it seems like they're going to focus a little bit more on the humor, and I'm a little bit disappointed on that because I kind of thought the music actually worked quite well in the old series, and it made it a lot more exhilarating, I remember, as a child. Also, just one small thing, I'm not going to spoil much, but definitely watch to the very end, because even though I just said like the humor and adventure, the ending of the episode did seem to hint towards that there's going to be an even bigger adventure, hopefully anyway. And that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing from this series. And I think it's the sort of question that a lot of people have been asking. And I'll just leave it at that so it doesn't like spoil anything for anyone. But overall, I thought this first episode was really good. I really liked actually some of the humor in this. Like there was stuff where Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they're exploring Scrooge's house without him knowing, and they find like this room filled with stuff, and like a ghost comes out, and there's like a sword that tries to like kill the ghost, but it doesn't stop unless its target is dead, and that just like continues on. And there's just like a lot of things as well, like small bits as well, like when Huey with like the travel t-shirt in that in the second half. There's the stuff with Webby lying to Mrs. Beakley. Yeah, there is some good humor in this, and yeah, I do really enjoy this episode, and I really do look forward to watching more, and hopefully more will come out soon. So I might do a vlog thing as each episode comes out, like I did with Adventure Time episodes, which I need to get back to. But yeah, don't expect any videos until like a week from now, because I actually have to study for an exam coming up on Friday. So yeah, I have that to do. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Check out some of my videos that I already have on the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Thank you again.